And in terms of Liz Truss, I mean, obviously she's only been in a couple of weeks. It's been an outstanding beginning, hasn't it? She's tanked the pound lower than my reputation in Liverpool. I mean, what worries me is, I know that the tax cuts last week, there was no high net worth, wealthy person on over £150,000 a year wanting a tax break last week, but they got it. And yet they did it. But that didn't really tell me the most about them. What worried me, not what worried me the most, but what told me the most about them was that last week, Kwasi Kwarteng, in his new house, went and knocked on Liz's door and said, what I think we should do this week in the midst of a cost of living crisis, energy crisis, people worried about paying their bills, people worried about food, I think we should remove the cap on bankers' bonuses. How can you possibly, in a million years, think that way? I think they're the only man and woman in this country that thought that would be a good idea last week. And we're still fresh in the mind from the banking crisis 15 years ago, and yet they still went and did it. And I have to say that there's this suggestion that, you know, Liz Truss is a woman who goes for what she really wants. But she was once a Liberal Democrat, and she was once a Remainer. She's now a Tory, and she's now a Brexiteer. And I got told last week that, we got told last week, I think it was maybe you that exposed it, Keir, that the reason that she didn't give the burden of the energy costs to the energy companies was because she once worked for Shell. I mean, on that particular point, I saw also that they froze the alcohol prices. I mean, do we assume that she once had a part-time gig at Bargain Booze or something? I mean, so from that point of view, I have to say that the time has come for them to leave office. It really has. The general election can't come sooner. And we can sit in here from whatever background you come from. We were brought up by our parents and our grandparents to know what right and wrong was, to know that you look after people, you treat people well, and they don't do that. They don't do that. Get behind Keir Starmer.
Absolutely.
He's a...
right.
This is a serious politician, someone who's headed up a major department in the CPS, someone who is trustworthy and has integrity, all things that this current government don't have. And not only this current government damaging us in our country, our relationships with our partners in Europe and around the world are broken and shattered. And they've burned their bridges with our partners in Europe and around the world. And we need to rebuild our relationships. We need to rebuild our reputation. And that is not going to happen under a Conservative government.